gonna be Vicious versus Puncture. And it seems like we also get a sub to be playing for Vicious. And last time he actually played it, and he did wonders. Uh, they managed to get a sweep against Lupus. So Jacob is gonna be playing on the team. So it's gonna be against Puncture as well. And I believe Puncture they're like on the 5th place, so they already got the playoffs guaranteed. But for Vicious, seems like there's nothing to be fighting for besides maybe getting a sweep, and I'm not sure if that's going to be do them enough to get them to the 6th place.
No, so we see Puncture line up currently in 4th position with 30 points. They've won 9, drew 3, lost 2. A goal difference of 16. As Vicious lines up as in 9th position with 20 points. They've won 7 and lost 7. No draws. With minus 35 goal difference, Vicious is now mathematically impossible to reach the playoffs. And Puncture is safe in the playoffs, and regardless of the result of this game, even if it's a 4-0 sweep and they lose by 100 goals, they will still be in the playoff places for when this season or the main season ends. And I'm thinking maybe a Puncture win. It could be a sweep, but I'm not sure how much Vicious would have to say about that. Vicious either win or lose. They do not draw games.
It's definitely going to be a tough series right there for Vicious. They're just fighting one of the best teams out there, so they definitely need to give it their best. They already got Jacob, and I think he's going to be doing a really good job. But it seems like Valentin just trying to wave dash. He could have actually got an open net goal right there, but that just kind of took him long, and we're still staying tied up for both sides. It's going to be Jacob once again to the corner, and once again just goes for the follow-up. It's going to be denied, and Azur sending the ball to the midfield. Valentin already up, just trying his best to get the touch. That just took a lot of boost to adjust his car actually, so couldn't really get the best angle or even lots of power in that one.
Yeah, great pressure to start for Puncture. Another shot, but this time a goal. Anthony scoring for the Puncture side, the side that you would imagine would be leading, and Anthony with the goal. Azur couldn't do anything about that. Just maybe not in the best of positions, and Anthony will just take that goal 1-0 as we kick off again. Violin G and Alex Tech probably getting just a little bit better at that, but back into the Puncture territory as we go in now, as Anthony blows up Jakov.
Azur coming off the balls, he just misses his touch, and same thing for Anthony. So the ball still can stay in the corner, and now Dayan just shoots at an open net, but it's not going to be on the target. It's going to be off the post, and Alctech with a follow-up, and again it's not going to be on target, and as soon as it's going to be on target, it's going to be blocked by Azur, and there it goes, and just another follow-up from Puncture. They're just having so many chances right there, but just the accuracy isn't really helping them that much. So they're still, I believe, they're in some kind of advantage against Vicious, because even if the shots aren't really on target, but it just shows how they're able to keep the ball on the blue side and just pressure them non-stop and go for so many shots and maybe even center balls until it will lead to a goal for Puncture.
And there is that goal that you were just talking about, Anthony there. Another good goal as he hits it across the backboard and then just taps it with the roof of his car into the top of the net. None of the Vicious players could get near it. And it's 2-0 already. We have 1 minute 48 seconds left as the kickoff goes in favour of Vicious. As a nice little passing play there for them being 2-0 down. But as we see so many times, Puncture is just able to just go straight back the other end and attack, as Alex Tech with the shot with Jakov with the save, and Dion just messing about up there. Over to Anthony. Anthony hits the backboard and Violin G.
Tech has to play it really fast right there. That was a really speedy challenge, but Jacob just accidentally sending this one off to the backboard. That was extremely dangerous as they are already down by 2-0. Excuse me, down by 2, but just 1 minute left right now. They just need to be careful with their touches, and nobody was home, but also everybody committed on that open net goal from Vicious. So is the communication there for Vicious?
Here's a communication there for either side. You've got to think with that goal, 3 players all going up for Vicious to make it 2-1. But Puncture, everyone went out. Everyone went shopping. No one was home. And the game is opened right back up with just less than a minute left as Alex Tech passes over to Anthony. Anthony tries to get something on it. Doesn't. Azor hits it away. But straight back on the attack for Puncture. Across into the middle, but did an Eagles and no one was there to claim it. Dion now trying to get up and Jakov hitting it away. Alex Tech into the centre but finds no one, and Violent G will just try and start playing, unable to do so.
Yeah, we have seen crazier equalizers and even a 0-second goal to send it to an overtime previously, so it could happen right now here in game 1 for Vicious. We still got 20 seconds left, but it seems like Puncture already on the attack, but couldn't really find the target, and Violent G taking this one high. Couldn't really follow it up, and once again it's gonna be cleared by Dayon, sending it to the blue side. That's gonna be killing extra time, which is really needed for Vicious. And Violent G just completely whiffed his boomer shot. That could have been maybe a center or even a shot on target, but it was very close at the end. But Puncture, it seems like overall, like from the beginning all the way to the end, it seems like they are having better aggression, better offensive plays, and just better rotation overall, and just maybe possibly the better team out there.
Yeah, definitely Puncture doing what Puncture do best. That's one of the reasons why they're so high in the table. And with a win today, they would finish on 33 points. They could go up to third to finish, but that all depends on the Risky Business game against Kool-Aid, which is the only, in a way, meaningful game left in the series that could really change the positions. Kool-Aid would need to win by a margin of 26 goals to qualify for the playoffs, but Risky Business is sitting comfortably in third with 31 points. As we kick off on this Vicious Puncture game, Puncture definitely in the playoffs, and Vicious just trying to get as many points as they can before the end of the season, but the first game didn't go Vicious's way. It went to the side of the favourites of Puncture as Puncture looked for an attack. Unable to get anything left on it. Dion now. Dion with a cross. Dion beautifully in the centre, but doing an Eagles, and no one there to attack it. As now Anthony has the ball. Anthony going to fly through the air. Hits it on the bottom of his car. Hits it with the top of his car. And again, no one there.
They're starting with really good aggression once again, but seems like it just once again the accuracy wasn't really there, so you can't really tell if they're actual shots or maybe center balls. But again, this is a really good thing to have, even if it's not going to be resulting in a goal. Eventually, it would definitely will give you a goal, like after just with a really good pressure. But you just want to try your best not to forget the defensive rotation. Just at least have somebody in the back, as we're starting with the pressure non-stop. Still like 1 minute and 20 seconds in, and still Vicious. They have to keep on defending so far.
Yeah, Vicious, a back to the walls performance so far. Puncture doing everything right as another cross comes in, but it gets batted away as Vicious try a rare attack over to Violent G. Violent G against the backboard. Only as far as Dion. Dion pumps it upfield. Over, still with Dion. Dion over into the centre. Anthony. Anthony with a shot. Going to hit the backboard. Anthony is going to maybe try and get another one across that. He isn't able to do so. Azor now. Bemmeling down. And yeah, it's just going to ping pong a little bit. Just one touch and one touch.
Yeah, we're almost halfway in and we're still scoreless, but it seems like Puncture, they're still having the edge right now, so they're doing just they're doing so many great plays. The offense we have seen it, they barely even have to defend, so that's a really good thing for them actually. But it's gonna be a big miss right there. Violent G failed to put the ball on target as it was already way too high and couldn't really boost his way on the bottom. And again, just another miss coming from Violent G, but Jacob is there for the save. That was just almost in, and it just still gonna be saved. So you just really gotta give them the credit for Vicious actually, just still saying keeping Puncture scoreless after that great amount of aggression against him.
Yeah, definitely. As we see It's still 0-0 here with coming up to just 2 minutes left, and oh, that could have been a great attack from Vicious. Vicious still on the attack. The goal was open, but Anthony managing to clamber back and make that great save. As now Azur with the shot against the backboard, and Dion with the save.
Yeah, it just those shots are like going back and forth right now. So it's no longer Puncture just pinning Vicious down in the defense. We're seeing Vicious right now just trying to turn the tables all the way around, and another shot from Violently, but again it's gonna be saved by Dayon, and now it's just gonna be Puncture once again on the offense.
Yeah, Puncture starting to put the nail in there as a quick attack from Vicious, the counter attack almost. And Jakov with the goal. We just watched this back, and Violent G with a huge bump upfield over to Jakov. Jakov with a great shot. Anthony couldn't get anything on it, maybe not in the bestest of positions. And goes 1-0 down with just 1 minute and 24 left.
It was beautiful. Violent G just clears the ball, just sending it to the midfield, and it seems like Jacob was actually aware of it. So it's like a pass and a clear and also a goal at the same time. And the angle, the power of the shot, it just... Even if there was a defender, as you can see, like, they weren't able to keep it out, and Vicious, even though they have been struggling a lot in the defense, but never mind, it's just gonna be Dayon keeping the game tied up once again. That could have been the goal for Vicious, but not anymore. He didn't even get to finish my sentence right there, and Dayon, he just gets to put one on the board.
Yeah, as we kick off again with Violent G on the attack, maybe? As, yeah, there he comes. Just delays it a little bit. Anthony's there to stop it, though. Jakov now. Jakov with the center, unable to get anything of it. And we're just going to sit here and just, well, just watch attack versus defense maybe for the last 45 seconds. Someone desperately trying to get to a goal, because I'm pretty sure they won't like to go to overtime. They'd want to get these games done in normal time. As Violent G hits it away with his bum. Over to Jakov. Jakov with the shot. It's off target as Dion hits it away. Dion gets it past Azur, and it's going to be an open net for Dion. Dion shoots and Dion scores 2-1.
They're falling down again. Okay, I thought this was only for Eagles, but seems like Vicious. Okay, they just started to have the aggression again, but it seems like kinda it was forced. And there's like some kind of hesitation. We have seen it like Vanji just maybe not really sure to go for the ball, or just maybe stay back. And now they just conceded an open net, and it's definitely not the best thing, especially in a very, very close game. And another flick coming from Dayon right there, but it's gonna be Azur coming from behind to save it, and we're still staying on 2-1. It's gonna be Alexik, maybe just a pass to Dayon. Can he get the ball on target? But it's very, very close. But Puncture, they just take the game again.
Yeah, it does look like it's going to go one way. Puncture with another 2-1 win. And they are just chilling, relaxing, having fun. Just winning games like they've done a lot this season. Puncture with 9 wins this season. Which is great for Puncture, and they will be looking forward to going into the playoffs. Maybe not as strong as they wanted, with only just 2-1 wins against a team that has no chance of going into the playoffs, but a win nevertheless.
Yeah, for Vicious, they have to get a draw maybe, or maybe at least one win. It doesn't really matter for them at this point, but it's gonna be the last game, and obviously you don't want to lose it. You still want to leave the kind of impression where that you were able to do it, but just maybe you got maybe a bit unlucky, or just maybe it was a bit shaky at the beginning. You still don't want to give up, even if it's gonna be somewhat of a pointless series right there. But you still want to give it your best, and I mean it's also gonna be streamed, so you got some people watching you, maybe friends, and maybe some people that want to see you lose. So you just want to prove them wrong and just prove your friends right. So you got still things to go for this series.
Yeah, Puncture is all about prepping themselves now for for the playoffs. Possibly, maybe trying to find a new formation, trying to find a different way to play against a team in the league that maybe you'll have an opportunity to play at this different play style if during one of your matches it just doesn't work out properly for you. As a shot comes in there, and a great save from Violent G. As Anthony now with the shot. Anthony just flips himself back over to Dion. Dion, awful shot there.
Yeah, it was so close. A huge mistouch coming from Vicious, but Violent G was there to save the day, and we're still staying scoreless. And it seems like another game where just Puncture, they're just going for so many offensive plays, and Vicious, they have to defend, but this one's gonna slip through. But never mind, it's gonna be Anthony is gonna be clearing it, and already on the transition, and another mistouch coming from Vicious once again. Dayon just trying to follow this one up. Gets a first touch, and Jacob already got the clear. Now Violent G, maybe a read off the backboard, and Jacob with a quick shot right there, and a quick follow coming from Azer, but none of them were on target. Really good plays overall, like from defense and offense as well, coming from Vicious, but nothing is resulting in a goal from both sides.
Yeah, as we see the ball bounce over to Anthony now in the middle. Anthony takes it away to Dion. Dion hits it down, not probably in the best position for Alex Tech to hit that. Alex Tech now trying to go through the air, unable to get anything onto it. Anthony now, Anthony into the centre. Violent G clears it. Violent G clears it to the middle, over to Jakov. Jakov now even further into the last attacking third. Azor with a shot on target, it says on the top right of your screen, but it was not. It hit the backboard. As Jakov now messing up his jump, and is going to have to reset and get some boost because he's got none left. Azor now also with no boost, as Jakov maybe been able to get that boost. And Jakov's just sitting there with no boost. Jakov with 20 boosts, managing to save the boost long enough, finishing there with 3 boosts and getting the goal.
Beautiful touch and read coming from Jacob. Just like how we said, he barely had enough boost, but he was still able to save some, just feathering with it to keep the height going, and also the placement on the shot just beating the last defender, as it was already very close. And Vicious, they take the lead against Puncture. It's gonna be cleared right now, and Jacob just not with the best touch right there, but he's still able to redeem himself quickly enough. Now Violent G again, just they're not getting the best clears out there, and Anthony's there to get a demo to disturb the defense, just taking a player out of the defensive rotation, and this one's gonna put the gap. And Electric, they get to respond back so quickly at Vicious. It just doesn't last long enough for them. Anthony gets a demo, just taking a player out from the defensive plays. The last 2 defenders, they just maybe get to panic a little bit. They just have to cover the spots, and a shot was coming in, and it's already went in.
Yeah, perfect demolition there. Puncture knew what they were doing with that demo, and it gave enough space in that goal to find the shot that manages to go in. And it's 1-1 now. We saw this exactly the same last game. Vicious taking a 1-0 lead. Puncture coming back into it, as Azor now hits it over to Jakov. Jakov, a good hit forward. Violent G faking it, and a save there coming from Puncture, as Puncture now tried to move forward with Alex Tech. Alex Tech over to Dion. Dion gets exploded by Jakov. Now Violent G on the ball. Violent G taking it through the centre with Anthony there, as easy as you like, just dispossessing him, and it's going to turn into a Puncture attack.
It seems like Vicious, they're trying to do the same thing. They're just trying to also get a demo against Puncture. I guess you can see that they're getting a bit more aggressive, just chasing those cars, maybe trying to get a bump at least. If it's not going to be a demo, it's going to be Jacob once again in the offense, but still it's going to be bouncing all the way out. That was a really nice touch coming from Puncture to clear it. It just looked like it was done without any kind of effort, basically just placing your car right under the ball, and that could have been another goal for Puncture. But still, Vicious, they're keeping the game tied up. 30 seconds left, and Dayon still keeping on with those center balls, but nobody was there to follow them.
Yeah, definitely. As we see the 20 seconds now starting to tick down, it's still 1-1. No one gets a goal here. We will go into another overtime, as Anthony now hits the ball over to Dion. Dion unable to do anything. The 10-second timer counts down on your screen now. Alex Tech passes it beautifully to Violent G. The Puncture player making a massive mistake with just 6 seconds left on the board that gifts Vicious the goal and possibly the win.
That was a clean shot for Valentine. There is no way you would miss that one at this level, but there was a huge mistouch coming from Arctic of the walls and just few seconds left, and I don't think that's gonna be possible. So for Vicious, they're still going for maybe a 0-second goal, but they get a win at least, and it's gonna be the last game right now. It's still gonna be possible for Vicious to get a draw. That's impressive play coming from Vicious. They're just keeping up with the aggression, trying to slowly adapt and also knowing when to push, just like how their opponents are just doing in the last 2 games. But it's gonna be in the last game. In the last game, we're gonna see the answer, and if that's gonna be enough for Vicious to get a draw in the series. As it seems like a sub is gonna be joining in for Puncture, so we're gonna have to maybe reset the private match, I guess.
I think they should be able to just join straight in. Yep, they're able to join straight in.
Yeah, we'll get the players ready. I had to leave in order to have the sub to be joining in, but never mind. We're gonna start our last game of today as well, not just in the series. Just 2-1 right now for Puncture. Maybe things could be looking a bit different for Puncture, but it could go either way. It could either benefit you or just maybe not so much, because they have already been doing well, but maybe just a bit of a personal reason. That's completely fine. But 30 seconds in, and we're still starting with a fair amount of aggression coming from Vicious. Once again, it's gonna be Dayon. Just nobody home, and it's just gonna be an open net right there. And Violent-G, he was there but failed to clear the ball away, just maybe a few centimeters away, and it's gonna be Puncture starting with an early lead.
Yeah, great early lead from Puncture. Puncture not gonna want to lose this one. Puncture wants to get a win, sort of figure out what they're going to do in their tournament or in that top 6 bracket when it comes, and maybe going to go all out to try and win this one as Violent-G hits it across the top. The corner, the new player for Puncture, unable to do much other than blow up Violent-G. As now we see Azur with a shot and Anthony with a save. Great save by Anthony as Jakov now has the ball, sorry. As the corner wins it back. The corner now over to Dion. Dion double taps the backboard. Unable to do anything with it, and it's going to turn into a vicious attack. Oh, no, it's not. It's going to turn into a Puncture attack, and Anthony with the blow up of Violent-G, and the defense isn't going to be looking great just for a moment as Anthony now hits it against the backboard, but Azur hits it away. Azur now trying to get that ball away and into the Puncture half to maybe get that equalising goal. But it's the back to the walls performance right now.
Yeah, it seems like Vicious, they're getting outpaced and struggling with the positioning. Almost like every touch and a booming shot coming from Puncture, it just forces Vicious to adjust their car like almost every single time and just trying to keep up with the speed of the game right now. It just seems like everything getting to be a bit faster than the previous game. And Puncture, they still have the lead, so it doesn't really matter for them. They know that they could be doing it. But for Vicious, they're already on the disadvantage. But it's gonna be a huge mistouch right there. I'm not sure what happened. And it just goes all the way back, and it's gonna be Violent-G to put this one in.
Yeah, great goal there from the middle, and Dion getting hit to maybe get that goal in as my cat tries to walk across my screen so I can't see what's happening right.
Yeah, it's alright, it's alright. I'm gonna have your back, so it's gonna be another chance for Vicious right there to maybe go on the lead, but Dayan with a very tight save, and now Jacob just setting the ball. It's gonna be Dayan getting the touch of the wall, sending it to the other wall, and now it's gonna be Violent-G once again trying to center the ball for his teammates. but nobody's able to follow it up. It just was already way too high. It's gonna be a demo against Puncture. It's gonna be another one, but this one, it's gonna be like a payback for Puncture. It's gonna be Valenji just standing there waiting for the ball to go for him. Now Valenji just went for the shot. Couldn't really get the touch that he wanted. It's gonna be Corsina, I believe.
Yeah, good luck saying that one. I'm going to struggle with it as well.
Well, yeah, I don't think I've seen him playing before, but it's gonna be really interesting. But so far, all what he had is just that miss touch, and it just resulted in a goal for Vicious. So I think he just needs to find a way to redeem himself, because that could leave not so good impression. But it seems like it's fine. But oh, never mind. They get a goal, and it's gonna be Anthony. And 2-1, 1 minute and a half, and Puncture once again they go in the lead. And once again, they're struggling with the positioning. It's already showing they're just not knowing in which direction to turn around and just where to be placed at. It's really showing for Vicious, and it's giving him a really hard time to keep on playing and keep up with the pace in the last game.
Yeah, it's just 1 minute and 25 seconds left in this last game, and Puncture doing this, taking this win every game so far. Has been 2-1 one way or the other, but it's not going to finish that like that this time, as Puncture find a third goal, maybe putting the pressure on, putting the screwing the nail in even tighter, as Anthony just breaks the axles on 2 of the Vicious players, and it's 3-1 with 1 minute 20 left as we kick off again. Dion versus Jakov. Dion gets the best of it. Dion gets exploded. The sub trying to make a play, unable to do so.
Yeah, he managed to steal a goal, by the way. You definitely have to give him credit how close that was. Like, it was maybe 95% on in the net, but he was still able to get the steal. So okay, so he gets to redeem himself, maybe at least getting a goal in the last game. But it's already 2-0, so for Puncture they have to be relaxed. Ooh. But not anymore. Jacob just booming it like a cannon. That was way too fast, and how close it was. A really nice pass from Valenji, and you can see that Dale just already coming down. Couldn't really have any better control as he was going in one single direction. Couldn't really hit himself, and just 1 goal closer, and the game would be tied up for Vicious. So for Vicious, they really need to give it their best. It's gonna be the last few seconds of the game.
Yeah, Vicious with just 40 seconds left. Could their last game be their first draw of the season? That's what they're playing for, as they desperately try to go up as Akuna with a save. Akuna now on the attack, as we see that 30 seconds pop up, and there's going to be a cross into the box. No one's going to be able to get there though, as Jakov manages to hit it away. Jakov on the attack now. It's going to ping against that side, and Dion maybe not in the best position, as Akuna manages to hit it. Jakov now. Jakov into the centre. Over to Violent G. Violent G with a shot on target, and a goal from Violent G. I'm not sure what happened there. I think maybe the Puncture player maybe got hit. We'll have a look here. I think Anthony may have got hit out of the way, and a beautiful hit from Jakov there. That was absolutely beautiful. That was dirty, but that was beautiful. Anthony would have been there, but Jakov was like, nope.
You know, it's really difficult to actually get a bump or any kind of physical play in the air, no matter how maybe low or how close you are to the ground. It's still difficult to get it, and they really needed it, and now they finally get an equalizer. 0 seconds left, and it's gonna be a 0-second goal. No, it's gonna be an overtime, and that could have been the moment for Vicious. Now Corsina just starting right of the kickoff. It's gonna be followed by Anthony to Jacob, and now Jacob passing it to Valenji. It's gonna be sent to the backboard, and it's gonna be cleared by Corsina. I believe it's gonna be the sub, and now Azur just leaving it for his teammate. It just led to a huge confusion, and it's gonna be Anthony getting the finishing goal in overtime. Vicious.